Hey, what's up, gentlemen? It's Cav, your fragrance guy, back with you once again to talk about today's scent of the day. And in today's scent of the day, we're doing a brand new release from Mugler. It is the 2025 A Men Stellar release. So let's talk about this one. I have been wearing this for the last couple of days. I have to admit, it's a really good scent. I am a big fan of the A Men line, so this was not a disappointment. It is not the powerhouse of, say, a Pure Coffee or Pure Malt or Pure Havana, but still a very good fragrance. So let's think about this. What do I get out of this one? So imagine that you have a bag of pistachios, you open the bag, you pop a few in your mouth, and you walk into a coffee shop. Person in front of you has just put on like a coconut sunscreen. So the coconut and the pistachio kind of dance together as you wait in line. The line moves very quickly. Coconut person leaves and you make your order. You're handed a hot, creamy, sweetened coffee. So you take that coffee, you find a place to sit. There happens to be a flower pot next to you with lavender and mint in it. So you take your pistachios out of your pocket, you crush them up, you put them on the top of the coffee and take a sip. And that's kind of what I get out of that one. So that flavor, that the pistachio, the sweetened coffee, a little bit creamy, lavender and mint. You sit there for a little while, you drink your drink till it's just about gone. Then you stand up and you leave and you take the remaining coffee with you. So in the dry down phase, you're left with just that remaining coffee. Well, let's talk about what that actually means though in a second. So what notes are in this? What is it? What makes this guy up? So pistachio, coffee, tonka, mint, and lavender are the ones that I get that are listed. The one that I get that is not listed is coconut. To me, coconut is in the initial spray, and I'll be honest, I do not like coconut. However, it's not a bad scent in this case. It mixes well and it doesn't last long. So I get by with that one for me personally. I get about 8 to 12 hours on my skin. So it's a good long lasting fragrance. So like I said, I've been wearing this the last couple of days. The very next morning I got up, I could still smell the dry down. So very good long lasting. So let's talk about kind of the top, the mid, and the base in this guy. So the top we talked about in the image, right? It is coconut and pistachio, and that's really what I get. That's about the first 15 to 30 minutes, actually, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then it tends to fade. So once that goes away, the coconut kind of recedes. It's replaced with a sweetened coffee, lavender, and mint, right? So the pistachio is still there, but it kind of moves to the back. So that is on my skin 30 minutes-ish up to about 6 to 8 hours. So that mid part lasts a good long time and smells really good to my nose. Once I get past that 8 plus, I'm more in the dry down phase. And in that case, the mint, the lavender kind of dissipates and I'm left with that kind of sweetened coffee with pistachio. At that point though, it is a skin scent. Up until that point, it was about arm's reach or arm's length, right? This is not a powerhouse. It's not going to fill the room. But if somebody comes within your personal bubble or your sphere, they can definitely smell it on you. So we talked about notes. Another thing to mention, this does have an A Men line feel, but it doesn't have patchouli. And A Men usually has patchouli as the base. So one thing that I did note out of this one is in that mid phase, it's very similar to Pure Tonka, if you've ever had that, but take away the licorice, right? Because it doesn't have that licorice note at all, but it's got the rest of it. So although there's no patchouli, I do kind of get semblance A Men line with other fragrances. So hopefully that makes sense. So what to wear this in? Casual to semi-formal, right? I can rock this thing in a t-shirt all the way up to potentially a sports coat. I wouldn't go any higher than that. Business casual, fantastic. Casual, fantastic. Trendy casual, fantastic. So good place for that. So who's the audience for this guy? So this one to me is very much, it leans towards a mature masculine scent, right? So very much my age group, my demographic. However, a younger guy, I could see you pulling this one off as well. I do see it as a masculine fragrance, so don't really see it as a woman wearing it. It can be a little sweet, so maybe you give it a try. So bottom line on this guy, this is a good addition to the A Men line. A Men's usually has some decent fragrances. We've had a couple that have been flops in my opinion, but this one is a good addition. So if you like that A Men line and you're a fan of Tonka, coffee, and pistachio, this is one you should give a try. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the fragrance. If you're wearing something different today or you want to talk about what you've got on, leave a comment below. Let me know, what are you wearing? Why are you wearing it? What do you like about it? Till next time, take care, guys.